Hello, hello. Hey, Valtopia. Hi, honey. It's Val Cripps. I'm looking over here because I'm going to share this out everywhere, and I can't wait for you guys to join me. If you're new and you're just catching me, I'm Val Cripps. I live in Venice Beach, California. I'm an energy guide and a mindset mentor. I have incredibly powerful, brilliant, rich, hot, badass clients around the world who have moved through my transformational experiences and guide with me in many different ways. I offer my services in many creative ways for all kinds of different creative visionary geniuses. And the work that I do is about bringing you back into memory of how boss you are and what it is that you really want. And I don't care how advanced you are in the self-help game, in the business of doing your spiritual growth and becoming the boss level creator that you are. Each of us has deeper levels of release that we get to invite ourselves into. Hi there, Dee Maria. And that's what I do with you. I am the excavator. I get in there and I trigger stuff and we talk about things. You come to me when you're really ready to find out, like, what's the hidden thing that nobody else can find? Because we'll find it. We will find it. And today we're talking about your core stories, meaning stories that you have about your life and your culture and your being and your identity and your persona and everything about you that is a story that keeps you maybe stuck in a paradigm you don't want to be in anymore, can become your core strengths. The shit that feels shitty, that feels like it's holding you back, is actually the thing that you get to tend to become your shift show, baby. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're talking about today. Oh, you just got smacked with Sag energy about 30 minutes ago. What does it feel like for you? Talk to me about it. So while you're telling me about that and sharing this live stream and liking my business page and doing all the good things that you do, let me share this over here to my page and get the rest of the crew on. Yay, I'm glad you're having me. I'm going to be coming on as much as I can. I probably won't come on Sunday because I've got the kids, but when they go out on Saturday, I'm trying to show up every day. I love to show up. I love to fucking show up. I'm so blessed to be in my energy and to be blessed with the gifts that I've been given and the joy that I naturally have. And it is part of the experience. I'm grateful for you guys. All right, so let me share this to my timeline. And, you know, these hidden layers of our beingness that don't want to let go. And, you know, you might be seeing posted in the spiritual community about the timeline splits. And I've been talking about split energy and split focus of our own frequency and knowing of ourselves. What I want to say is, you know, have some trust and faith in the cosmos. That shit's going to be, that we got some gnarly eclipses coming up that are going to open us up. And all this stuff that's all like hidden and sticky and try to sneak under the radar, under the rug or whatever, it's going to come up for release. It's going to come up for release. So those of us that have been like exposing ourselves to ourselves deeply and not, you know, not doing that and actually doing the work of getting to know ourselves, we're going to need to show our brothers and sisters who haven't been able to go past the PTSD barrier into deep self-exploration and expansion. We're going to need to help them with our essential oils and our crystals and whatever, you know, when you first begin the journey. And so Dee Maria says, yesterday I was super depressed and hit one of my lowest lows and everything was going wrong. Dark tunnel of creation, right? I lost all faith and was extremely negative, but I held on and I just kept holding on and being gentle to myself. And today I feel the polar opposite. Yeah, you're feeling that shift. So when that darkness comes up, it's an invitation to explore the contrast that's actually creating your deepest desires. That makes me, I was going to read from a little page from Dollars Flow Easily to Me, and that makes me think that I need to. Let me share this to the free group Valtopia. And if you're in there, I went live yesterday and did a little fun, just a random reading in there. Go check it out, a little house music dance party thing. Oops, what you want? We can't go out already. I took you out before this live stream. It's no time. We just went out. What you want? K-Boss, my dog, is over here going, hello? What's up? Are you going to take me out? And I just took him out. All right, so let me share this to Valtopia. And you will be feeling probably ups and downs as we go through these different transits, and the different alignments for your particular sign will elicit a certain understanding of things that you're releasing, or things that are coming up for awareness for you to feel. And so that's the key. If you can observe with more curiosity and compassion your own stories and see them for what they are, the more that you can actually catch yourself mid-thoughts, mid-freakouts, mid-depression, mid-whatever, and go, huh, look at that. I'm having some feelings over here. Not like, oh my God, it's all falling to shit, and I don't know what I'm doing, and shame and guilt and no. Take a look at what you're feeling and be like, okay, I'm having some feelings. And for some of the feelings to come out, some of us need support and guidance to get to that place where that stuff will actually surface. And as I say, the more creative, innovative, bold, visionary, powerful you are, the more chance you've got some deeply buried generational and familial and personal stuff that you can't see, that has actually been a great spur in your side to keep you motivated and doing the change that you do. And there comes a time when it's time to not grow up, but to glow up, and to look at those stories that have been keeping you in a paradigm that doesn't align to the one you're being called to. And to shift your body and being, you got to shift the stories into your strengths. And that is actually what happens. Demurius is exactly knowing that there's a lesson in every single thing. Yeah, and what we think about. Here, let me see if I can find this page that I wanted to read to you guys. From Dollars Flow Easily to Me. Thank you, Megan Wex, for introducing me to this lovely tome. I wanted to read about the feel-good feeling. Here it is. Let me find you. Okay, he's talking about, you can try what I'm describing here. Hi, Wendy. The feel-good feeling. This is about sitting quietly and letting yourself feel the universal life force. And for some of us, that isn't what happens when we first go to sit quietly, right? How many people have trauma and have monkey mind and hyper as fuck and don't know how to sit still because you got so many ideas racing through you, and when you do get quiet and sit with yourself, it's kind of like a crazy show. And you've learned, you've come far away. So it says here, you know, we're talking about being in a meditative state and tuning into that connection for yourself. You can try this and never leave your home. Things will find their way to you simply because space and time are no obstacles for the universe. Once you clear up what's on the inside, then your outer physical reality has to be transformed in an instant. This is universal law. Right now, you may perceive your outer reality to be caused by physical people, things, and events. You may perceive your reality to be the way it is because of external events happening. And what he's suggesting is that all external events, people, and things are merely created by our inner states, thoughts, and feelings. And so that can be really scary to some of us as we begin to learn about this. And that can be frustrating to those of us who are well versed in this experience, because we do have a huge part of our conscious persona on board with positive thoughts and gratitude and creation. And then we have parts of ourselves that are subconsciously buried that are still going, oh, hell no. That's not going to work, right? And that's the part of ourselves that we want to, that's going to be dredged up in the coming weeks for review. And really, it's not like, it's what I was saying on yesterday's live stream. It's not like you want to cut off part of yourself or squash it or anything. You want to look at it, bring it to the table, say, hey, girl, you thirsty? What you need? Let's have a talk and sort this out, right? Let's not get all ratchet. So your core story, how does your core story become your strength? How does that happen? When you begin to, let me pull up my little sheet because I want to really share this. Okay, so you've got some wounds that are part of your being, that painful stories that you may have already addressed and done a ton of work around. But there has been a resonance in your body and your mind and your being and your life around that wounding that can still resonate for you if you haven't done the work of releasing and regenerating the attachments, the energy, and the story in your body and being. So when you do the work of healing, as in regenerating your cellular structure, your mind pattern, your neural pathways, and your choices of being to align to a story that doesn't have that fearful response to whatever triggers you or whatever makes you feel fearful or that feels like there's a limit, when you heal those wounds, you get the flip side of what the wound is trying to constantly bring you into. So if you have a fear of failure, as you address that fear of failure and the emotions that come up and how it feels in your body and maybe the core root of why you have this fear of failure, as you clear and do the healing, what's the opposite of the fear of failure? Well, absolute certainty and confidence in yourself. Hi, Allison. And that part of you is integrated into the highest level version of you that does believe, that does have faith, because you are doing the work to address these hidden, sticky little gooey parts of yourself that are like, you can't see me, la 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 la, right? Alan says, I love the message today and I love you. I love you too. I miss you. I was going to check on you today, so I'm so glad that you popped on because I was like, I want to talk to my girl, Allison. So what happens when you heal these wounds and you have a different story? When you're working in guidance, you know, the first few times you're shifting out of this, first of all, you do the energetic clearing, you feel neutral. You don't plug into the same response. In that space of neutrality, you take action, inspired action, that allows your mind, body, and being to experience a different result. But you're also setting the intention of a different result from that space of neutrality. The energy around you and in you and of you is no longer saying, it's gonna suck and everybody's gonna hate you and you're not allowed to do this. You're projecting a different message, so you're creating a different timeline. D. Maria says, you talking about fear of failure right now just made me want to vomit and hit me in the solar plexus. I guess I was channeling what that is for you. That fear, D. Maria, and everybody that's watching this, that keeps you stuck in a holding pattern is an energetic imprint in your programming. So it doesn't have to be real. It can feel real as fuck, but you get to feel those feelings and do the work of releasing them and having a different story occur for you. And so that your core story becomes your strength. Your wound becomes your blessing. And, you know, when you have that fog, like that lack of clarity, like you can't make decisions, because when you go to make the decision, you have your first impulse, your soul impulse, which says either don't do it or do it. And you get that. You do receive that message, each and every one of you. But then there's this instant programming and shit that happens that goes, no, it isn't. That's not true. You can't do that. La, 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 la. Judgment, guilt, the fog comes over. And that's why you feel this indecision and this confusion, because you're like, I know the answer, but I'm too afraid to do what the answer is. I'm too scared. I can't do it. I can't get in touch with it. And that foggy feeling is that response in your body that's trying to take you away from your own clarity. So when you do the energetic clearing, when you do the work of digging up the root and releasing the core story, you have clarity to that impulse, that flow, that connection to your wisdom and your knowing. You're much more efficient, you're more decisive, you're more certain, you're more clear. You're a different energy and being, and so you create a different result. It's so hard for us who have had trauma and fear and bad shit happen over and over and over again to let go and allow a new thing to happen. We must release our core stories and allow their strengths to emerge. We must believe and have faith and speak it and do it and be it. Otherwise, we can just stay right where we is. Allison says, I'm still working on this, the fear of failure and moving through it. Yeah, feel free to share how it was working in one-to-one, having the assistance to release that a blinding PTSD energy that hits us all when we're moving through some of our deepest core wounds. And I'm going to tell you, for some of us, the PTSD is so subtle and subconscious that even though we may be investing thousands and really putting ourselves out there, if I could show them the fuck up, we're not allowing ourselves to create the results we desire because we're still plugged into these places in ourselves where we do really fucking doubt all this other stuff we've done. We totally forget all of the amazing miracle and healing that we've accomplished with our being and what we've allowed, because our story is one that says that isn't true. And so we must shift the story. D. Maria says, so crazy. Where's the delete button? I feel the journaling. It's definitely triggering me, and part of why I felt the way I did yesterday. I almost gave up on my dream and lost faith in the universe, but my inner voice wouldn't let me, and it was 11:44 at the time. Since I've been seeing 222 and 555 nonstop, I am going to get cleared by you soon. Yes, honey. Yes. Well, I'm going to message you something too. Yeah, this is why I show up so powerfully, because the clearing does happen and the shift does happen and the learning does happen. We do learn to remember more of who we are, and the journey is just deepens every day. And the more that you've been through these cycles of creation where you go dark and then you go light, and you go dark and you go light, you don't spiral down into the fear and the obligation and the guilt so much. You allow yourself to uplift more and more, and in doing so, you take up more people with you, because you are the manifestation of your own faith and trust and belief in yourself. You are the manifestation of the nourishment you give yourself. You are the manifestation of the belief and faith that you're allowing to flow through you, the love and the compassion that you preach and be and do and let effectuate and ripple throughout you. Fuck yeah, that's some good shit that just comes from you. You watching this, just for taking some time to yourself. Honey! Deborah, I didn't see you. Hey, honey, I hope you're still there. I didn't see you on the watch party. How are you, Queen? Deborah knows all about this. All right, so that's what I'm talking about today. I want whoever's watching this. I know those of you live, most of you I already know, and you probably have already checked out Valtopia.com, but I know, I see hundreds of you watch these streams afterwards throughout the day. So those of you that are watching, I want you to know that the glow up activation is like, we can start tomorrow. Otherwise we're going to, maybe I could probably do next Monday. And then after that, we're getting into the holidays. I'll still be around on the holidays. And come on now. So the glow up activation is a 6-week experience with a 90-minute deep dive where we do get into this stories. And every day over the next few days, I'm going to be sharing this process. Yesterday, I shared with you how the core wounds become your strengths. And today, I'm sharing with you how the core stories become your soul standards. Your soul standards. When you begin to shift out of those stories that you're not good enough, and now you realize, wait a minute, that was a story that I was allowing me to feel less than. Now what are my beliefs? Oh, those beliefs I learned from childhood or from school had me believing a different story than what is really aligned to who I am. What are my soul beliefs? So in the second session, this is actually my 4-month program that I'm going to share with you over these next few days. And it's called Overflow. And I called it Overflow because when you do this work and you're no longer plugged in and tied into all these beliefs and programs and fears and energies that keep you suppressed and busy doing shit that does nothing to do with your vision and your fruition of your dreams and your love and your compassion, when you get all caught up in that and you release that and you open up to your own beauty, you have so much more energy and vitality and connection to others, and things become more efficient and lit up. It's amazing. Hi, Keisha. Yes, watch the beginning. So, Keisha, I'm going through Overflow, and yesterday I sat down and I designed the whole experience from day one to day end of the 12 weeks. And it's 4 months. So the first week session is about regenerating your core wounds into your strength. So watch yesterday's stream. Today we're talking about taking your core stories, the stories that have shaped you and have informed the personas and the characters and sort of the personalities and identities you have about yourself that are probably keeping you stuck right where you are, even though you're busting your balls to get out of where you are in whatever way, whatever paradigm you're shifting into and out of. And this becomes a time when you do the clearing that you're able to much more clearly see the standards that are aligned to the higher level version of you. When you're mired in the scarcity and you're in the stress and you're covered in like the energy of your old stuff, it's hard to set those standards. Are so caught up in a sort of a state of PTSD almost. And as that just clears instantly in that first session, and we get into the next week's session, it becomes so clear where you haven't been holding up your standards. Hi, Priscilla. Where you haven't been setting your boundaries, where you have been not charging enough, where you have been doing work that isn't aligned to you that you can delegate. There's so many undulations of this that can ripple out in different people's lives and how it needs to. So the second session is totally about clearing, like identifying your patterns and stories, clearing the energy, like a deep shamanic clearing, and then setting some soul standards. So that week, we're going to be working on that throughout that second week. And this result of this work is focused wins, exceptional service, and a streamlined business that gives you more time to be the energy that you want to bring through to your people. Hi, Cindy, welcome. And it leads to better results all around. Because when you have those clarified standards and you know how to be decisive from that place, because you've got a really great set of standards and you begin to embody those standards. And you know what happens when you begin to embody those standards? At first, it's a little weird, right? People kick back when you start to put up your boundaries and let people know, you know what, I'm raising my prices, or I'm not doing that anymore. We're not going to offer that service anymore because it's not aligned and you were too afraid to do it for 10 years or whatever. So you finally do this stuff and people kick off and it's a little bit uncomfortable, and you move through that with my support and release that fear and move through the fear that was keeping you from doing it all along anyway. And then you experience the results of believing in yourself and letting yourself have a higher standard of experience all around. And you get to connect with the people that you've been calling in all along, that you felt like were right there. Why couldn't you reach them? Because you were surrounded by a barrier of bullshit. That's why. Cindy says, thank you for being such a great resource for people. Oh, thank you. I appreciate you. Dee Maria says, yes, with the muck on me, I haven't been able to be the energy of what my soul's purpose is. I see her, but I don't feel her yet. Yeah, that's when you're still plugged in to a lot of who you were and not letting yourself come into enough to who you are becoming, who you're letting yourself become. And Cindy says taking a risk is the first step. And you know, I was just, as you were typing that, I was thinking the hardest thing for so many of my clients, myself included, is the part that we get into later on in the program, the 4th month. It's going to take a few live streams for us to get to the 4th month. So we're on week number 2 right now, but further on down the line, after you've done the clearing, you come into a new state of being and you start to experience like good stuff. Guess what happens? Your nervous system freaks out. And you're like, we'll be trying to recreate some bullshit because that's all you've ever known and that's what you're familiar with. So this is why you want to work closely with someone one-to-one when you create this level of shift, because your ego mind be tripping and try to bring you right back to where you were. So we have a daily process of connection and of coming into resonance and calibrating to the highest level version of you, and then addressing the mind fuckery that comes up and addressing the people and the relationships in your life that need to adjust to your recalibration and the new ideas that come through. And you know, when you're setting new standards and boundaries for yourself, especially if you've had trauma or toxic relationships, you need someone to guide you through that shit because you kind of don't know what's right. That's why you let this shit happen before. You get, maybe as a kid your boundaries were really fucked, and somebody boss you around, and then you go into life and experience that in your 20s, and now you're in your 30s or 40s, and you're having relationships and you're finally realizing, hey, I don't have to do this. Well, that's where you get some guidance and learn what the new boundaries and what the new standards for yourself are. So that's what today was all about. It's about how your core stories, when you shift them, become your new high soul standards, and you regenerate your life and being by doing this work of looking at the root of your perceptions and stories and beliefs and shifting them into ones that are aligned to who you are now after you've done the work of releasing all these attachments and the fog, the fear, the obligation, the guilt. It's good shit, baby. If this is you and you're loving all my streams and you're like, damn, I want to work with Val, this 4-month experience is a $12K investment. It's incredible. It's life-changing. It's a daily experience, deep, deep dive. And you can apply on valtopia.com, VALTOPIA.com. I posted it in the comments, and there's an application, and I'm going to look at everybody's application, and I can't wait to see. I've been enjoying everyone that's coming through Gmail. I interview you too as a client because it's a tight relationship and a powerful life transformation. Huge. Keisha says, yeah, for me, when I shift, drama kicks up with my kids. Right? I know that story. I know that story myself because that's something that's so tied to our own inner child, right, Keisha? And so, yeah, they're a reflection of our inner story. So I get that one too because, you know, as mothers and grandmothers, we don't want to pass off our kids to other people, but we need to run our empire. And so we have to learn to have some different standards around who's going to support us and watch our kids and where we're going to delegate work. And I think that's where a lot of boss bitches get fucked up as moms and heartfelt people. They don't want to take that next step to invest in the kind of guidance that's going to help you, invest in the kind of support that's going to help you reach that next level that is quite different than the way things might look for you right now. That's going to allow you to have the level of space and focus to allow the streams and your medicine to come in for your people, your clients, and all that you're doing, right? So that is the message today. Hi, Joe. That is the message today. I'm going to pull an Uti card just for the whole collective. And I love that each of you that have been on that stream, and let me know how this resonates for you, whether you're watching live. Deborah says, shift your perception. It's some good stuff, girl, right? Deborah knows. Deborah knows. She's a powerful creator. And we're all powerful creators. And the hardest part for many of us is shifting those standards and believing in yourself enough to allow yourself to live life according to those soul standards. And that's why this energy shifting work does the trick. And you've got to believe. You got to, like, if you know this is for you and you want to change your life and you're ready to do the work and you have a method of business that's sort of working for you, but maybe it's been stagnating or it's not quite going along, or maybe you've come into a lump sum of money and you're scared. You've never had that much money and you're afraid you're going to blow it all and you have got so much guilt and shame. Please come and see me so that we can let you actually enjoy the money that you received and not just try to get rid of it as quickly as possible because your story is fucked up. I would love to work with some of you because I know that story. Oh, do I know that story, honey. So look at this. We are one. We are one. You're welcome. My pleasure, Di Maria. We are one. We are one because we are all connected on this experience that we're having. And energetically, our molecules reflect each other and we impact each other so much, so much. We're so powerful, so be fierce. Be fierce with your self-care, your self-awareness, your radical responsibility, and your decision-making. And if you're called to work with me and to do this work of really knowing yourself and excavating these subconscious stories and sabotage that's keeping you from those higher levels of income and breaking through the barriers, the bullshit barriers that have been keeping you from your mission and your passion and your purpose, step the fuck up because now's the time. Look, I'm spitting. Now's the time. This eclipse season is going to really scourge up people's inner child identities and personas. And we're all being called to more. And some of us are going to be experiencing different levels of embodiment. And every day that like I get up and share. You guys learn something. You're the same for your people. So believe in yourself. The more rapidly you believe in yourself and dive in and let yourself become that higher level version of you, the more people you're going to have an opportunity to connect with and illuminate together and ripple the energy throughout the cosmos, baby. Do it. You spitting almost made me spit my coffee out. I'm all, eh. Cheers, girl. Let's have a sip. Right, Deborah? Deborah says, step it up. Step it up. Step into overflow. And, you know, stepping it up doesn't mean doing more. It means making these powerful decisions to support your own perception and belief, to allow your energy field to create the truth of your soul guidance. Yes. Each of you have amazing gifts that I don't know what they are yet, and you come to me, they're going to be amplified and awakened. You're going to be able to integrate that into your business and your life, and you're going to feel that integrity of your being that just exudes magnetic, cards flying, magnetic attraction to those you're meant to be with. These kind of soul standards are exactly the type of energetic cohesion that repels those who aren't meant to be and attracts those who are. It's good shit, this energy stuff. You know what I'm saying? So thank you all for joining me. I'm just looking to see, make sure I'm not missing any comments on these watch parties. And I'm going to pull a question card for you guys. Listen, I did not get my shit together this year and make available the Fuck Yeah decks. But if anybody wants a Fuck Yeah deck, I don't know if I can get it to you before Christmas, but I could get it to you by New Year's. So give me a shout. And you can go to Amazon for $8.88 and get, let me see if I have it here, the Expansive Coloring Journey. I don't have it handy here. It's an incredible experience. And it will each day take you deeper into your own self-awareness, and it has healing frequencies that come through. I'm painting these little books. If anybody wants me to hand paint you one of these, I think I would do it for, I don't know, under $100, around $100. I've sold them before for $111, but maybe I'll do a little deal if somebody wants to talk to me. They're beautiful. Yeah, you need some fuck yes for you and your client. Keisha, you need to just jump in and bring it. Bring it. You lead first. You lead first. Embrace your wildness. Find your voice. The art of boundaries. Did we not talk about that? You are a visionary. Manifest your dreams. The beauty of gentleness and vulnerability. Allow yourself to be vulnerable and see what's in there and support yourself to embody the full remembrance of all of who you are, not with parts of you squashed and suppressed and fearful and less than. None of that. I feel someone's heart chakra opening as we're talking. I also take commissions. I have some really big, beautiful canvases. It's several $1,000s a canvas. My work is really powerful. But I do have some smaller canvases. Like I have this canvas, if anybody wants a Christmas present. I have this one going. I would sell this one for about $222. And I could even paint some more on it for you or put some crystals. And then I would do that for $333. So if you're watching this and you're like, oh, I want a present from Val for my wife or for my mom. I want a little journal or something. Give me a shout. Let's see what we can do. Of course, it's coming up soon, isn't it? Right? All right, what's the question card? And then I got to go. I've been getting messages, and my kids want me to come get them early. And I'm really looking forward to those of you that are going to fill out the application and come through my Gmail. I love seeing that type form response come in, and I love connecting with you. And I love, you know, if any of you have been really watching me and you're like, I have some more questions, well, private message me. Why am I admired? How do I feel when I am wise? And how do I feel when I'm playful? All right, you guys. And why am I wanted? Yes. All right, you guys, I love you. And I See you, I feel you. Deborah says, that's funny. When you said 222, my spirit said ask for 333. And then you said it. I love it. Yes, honey. Yes, 333 for the yellow painting with crystals on it. Own your frequency, Supernova. There's nobody like you. I'll see you next time. Tomorrow is Friday. No, tomorrow's Thursday. All right, I'll see you at the next one. I'm going to do some more of those late night blue dance parties in Valtopia. I thought that was kind of fun. If you didn't see it yet, go check it out. I'll see you next time.